how long do you think, and I'm sure it's just an educated guess, it will be before the likes of Times Radio are inviting contributors, guests into studio? Or do you think that actually broadcast may be changing, that the old days of, we can't have you on the telephone line are gone, and now it can all just be done remote?
I've always believed, because I came from an LBC background, I don't like the BBC fussiness about lines that much, because I think if someone's great, you should get them.
Yeah.
And I think phone lines maybe, but there are other things now,
Yeah.
FaceTime and Skype, that gets you better in quality. So I think that should be an opportunity, because it's a big difference asking someone to sit for 5 minutes in their home and talk to you on quality versus getting in a cab, coming into the office, waiting around because you've been delayed, and then only getting 3 minutes rather. I mean, we won't be like that, but it's the same, it's an inconvenience. So I think that looking at how the radio business is working generally, I think we'll be slowish to have people in the studio. Although on the counter, I would say this: I do Sky Papers once a week. I hate doing it on Skype. I hate it. It's rubbish. And we have to be conscious that we're looking for the best product in the end. And no one would pretend that particularly discussions are better outside of a studio. They're just not. Particularly with more than two people, because you then have, you and I can talk. That's pretty similar. If it was three of us talking, it wouldn't be as good if we were doing it like this, because you can't interrupt politely. You're on a delay. So I feel that there'll be an impetus to get some things back in the studio, but there'll also be a recognition of, I was looking at GMB yesterday, and they had the Reverend Al Sharpton on from America with is it Paul Hutchinson, the guy who was photographed rescuing the I don't know what euphemism we're using, the counter protester or the whatever he was, the white guy with the Black Lives Matter thing that he rescued. I thought it was a really good bit of casting. Al Sharpton, this great figure of the civil rights movement, American, and this guy who's become famous for very good reasons in Britain, a British guy and an American guy. They wouldn't have been able to do that really very easily in the pre-lockdown world, because it'd be harder to get people together, and it'd be a bit more logistically difficult. So I think there's an opportunity we've got to seize there. But I'm not one of these people that believe the future of everything is Skype, because I think you lose some stuff as well.